Okay, well, hello, happy Friday. Once again, we're up and we're on the mat. I had put the offer out for a morning practice by the river, but nobody got back to me, not a single person. So if you're sitting down by the river right now, I'm sorry. I rode by on my bike and checked. I didn't see anybody. But I didn't get any interest or any DMs or any messages about wanting to do that. So I figured I'd ride back up to the studio and take a little Friday morning class for you guys. So here we are. Thanks for coming on. We're gonna keep it kind of quick this morning. We'll probably do about 45 minutes or so, depending on how we're feeling, but you are always welcome to practice any way that feels right to you. Over the last couple months, I've had to put a lot of faith and trust in the fact that everybody that's practicing with me is really listening to their body and is practicing in a way that feels good to them and works to promote the idea that, you know, taking ownership of your practice is really learning how to honestly listen to what's going on. Sometimes it's really easy when we're all in a yoga class together to get distracted by everybody else and the teacher and the music and all those other things. So hopefully over the past couple months, the one thing that we've all taken to heart and really learned how to do is pay closer attention to what's happening on our mat, what's happening in our body, and gain some knowledge from that, because it really is the most important part of your practice. So with all that in mind, do what you can to make the best of this practice, and we'll start, I think, let's just stay in a comfortable seated position. So wherever you're at, let yourself just settle in for a few breaths. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. Slow your breathing down. Allow your body to find a little bit of stillness. And in slowing down your physical body, you're going to start to send some strong messages to your brain and to your breath that it's okay to slow down there as well. Slowly begin to work on lengthening your inhale, deepening your exhale. Just like we stretch out our physical bodies, we can work to stretch out our sort of internal body, right, by using the breath. Make some space. Sit a little bit taller. Fill all the way up. Breathe past your lungs and down into your belly. Exhale completely. Again, slowly. Steady. Inhale. Exhale completely. Now, if you're comfortable breathing in and out through your nose, you can start to put a little constriction in the back of your throat, moving toward Ujjayi Pranayama. It's just a steady in and out breath through the nostrils, a little bit of warmth on the inside. If you're too warm at any point today, then just exhale out your mouth. It'll help you cool down your body. Good. 3 more full breath cycles on your own. Happy and satisfied with that final exhale, let your eyes reopen, coming back into the space around you, the space here on your mat. Leave your hands on your knees, or if they're not there already, just place them gently out on the knees. We're going to start with a little bit of work that comes from the Kundalini tradition of just warming up the spine. These are called Sufi Rolls, S-U-F-I. And it's just this idea of rolling around the axis point of your body. So in this particular rotation, think about your 2 sits bones, you know, these 2 bones that pop out of your ass, your frontal pelvic bone, and then your tailbone, right? So think about those 4, like a diamond shape. And you're gonna try to hit all the points on the diamond, right? Like you're running the bases of rotation here, keeping everything connected to the mat if you can. And if you thought about the space that was in between that diamond shape, that's what we're talking about when we talk about Mula Bandha, the very root part of your body. All of those tiny muscles that are down below your navel. So try to keep those points connected, and then let your upper body just kind of start to soften and roll. The shoulders can begin to move a little bit. Once you've got the basic idea, then go back and connect the breath. So let's inhale around the front, exhale around the back. Inhale. Exhale. And close your eyes. Keep going. Stay here for about 30 seconds, another half minute or so. Just warming up the spine. Excuse me. Bless me. If you want to know how to say God bless you, or like, you know, be healthy. In Sanskrit, you say Ayushkama. Ayushkama. Ayur, that first part, Ayur is the same root word as Ayurveda, means life, right? So Ayushkama is like to your life or to your health. Just a little tidbit of information for you there. Slow it back down. Pause for a minute. Just sit there. Notice how it might even feel like your body's still moving a tad. As you begin to wake up that energy. And then eyes open, go around the other way. Just take it right back, like nothing ever happened. Straight back into your rotation, rolling round and round. Let the shoulders start to loosen up. So in the Kundalini tradition, they're always working with this idea that all of your prana, your energy, your Kundalini is residing at the base of your spine, right? At that sort of Mula Bandha point. And if you do your best effort to shake that energy up and move it around, it'll start to ascend. It'll start to climb through the spine and up toward the crown of your head. If that doesn't really resonate with you, that's okay, but just think about right now how good it feels to let your back move in this way. It's not something that we do very often. It's going to help you loosen up those little erector spinae muscles that run along your spinal column. They get really tight because they have such a hard job to do of helping hold up your skeleton, right? Couple more around this way. You can let your eyes close if you haven't already and just really feel it. Remember, connect the breath. Inhale around the front of the circle. Exhale around the back. 3. Exhale. 2. And slow it down. 1. Just sit for a moment again. And still feel that energy shifting around. Head, eyes open up. All right, we're gonna start to move. We'll get a nice kind of fun flow in here. We'll do it once slow and once with the breath. And then a couple of good finishing stretches and call it a day. So let's do one more thing while we're in a seat. Take your arms up. Notice I've just grabbed opposite elbows here, sort of like that ragdoll position, but overhead. And I'm gonna lean to the left, look up to the right, stretch your right side body. Keep drawing your navel in tight. That's 2. And 1, we'll take it back through center, arms open up, gaze up, lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift your spirits a little bit here, maybe even a good smile this morning. And then head back to center, switch your arms, other one in front, lean to the right. Tilt your gaze, lift your chin, look up to the left. 2, 1. Inhale as you come up. This time release. Take the arms around behind. 1 time we'll lock the fingers together. Stretch your heart center open. We did this a lot yesterday. I can actually tell that just from this, the amount of times we did this stretch, that I'm sore. Like my shoulders are sore from doing this movement. So we're only gonna do it once today. Take a forward fold if you want. Not necessary, just optional. Good. And then come all the way up on your inhale and release. All right, let's take it around to hands and knees. You can just swing yourself around to a seat. When it's warm like this, I mean, today's absolutely beautiful and pleasant, but just always make sure you have some water around if you need it. Take those water breaks when you want them. Super important to stay hydrated. All right, from hands and knees, set yourself up in tabletop, and then just take the next 5 or 6 breaths to kind of move your body in a way that feels good to you. Don't worry about what you're doing or the shapes that you're making. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Roll out your neck, your shoulders. You can make some cats and cows. I kind of like that rotating feeling today. I'm just gonna sweep around a couple more times. Get the spine really loosened up. And then from there, when you're ready, just draw your left hand in a little bit closer to the center of your mat. You meet me, don't rush. You'll get here when you get here. Right arm reaches up. A nice open side body twist to the right. Draw the navel again, up and in. Uddiyana Bandha, engage. And then scoop your right arm all the way underneath. Come on, down, relax to your right ear. Left hand's gonna stretch forward toward the sound of my voice, and let your left shoulder just drop down. Yeah, like you're trying to move your left armpit closer to the ground. Keep your tailbone and your butt up nice and high behind you. And focus on stretching out your mid-back, your thoracic spine, space between your shoulder blades. Otherwise affectionately known as the back side of your heart center. Good, we'll stay here for 5. If you're really in the mood for more, you can lean slightly to your right and extend your left leg out the side of your mat. You're gonna have to move quickly, just kind of kick it out, and then try to get all 5 of those left toes and your heel back on the ground. Stretch out your left hamstrings. Breathe. then slowly draw your left foot in if you need to. Left hand slides closer to you, help you out. Right arm goes all the way back up. Pause with me here. Deep breath in. Hold on to that twist for a moment. Good. You're going to take a look down and just move your left hand out to the side a little bit. We're going to pivot on the left leg. So I'm going really slowly here the first time just so you get the feel of this. I'm going to pivot on my left knee and kickstand my foot. Watch how that foot just kind of kicks so that you can just open up to the right. And that way when you open up, it should feel pretty good, like you're stacked up, shoulder over wrist, knee is right underneath your left hip bone. Modified Shavasana, side plank. Vashista is actually the correct pronunciation there. If you want to lift your right leg off the ground, get a little bit of core strengthening there as you find your balance and feel your stabilizer, body muscles kicking in. 3, 2, and 1. Set your right toes down behind you. Take a look down. Both hands on the mat and pivot high plank, but float your left leg if you can. If you can't, put both feet on the ground or put your right knee down and float the left foot behind you. Whatever works for you. If you can float the left toes, hold and breathe. 3, 2, and then we're going to take it to 3-legged down dog, just pushing the hips back. You might need to walk your hands in a little bit. A down dog position with your left leg floating. Okay. If you'd really rather just do your first down dog with both feet on the ground for a moment, absolutely don't wait for my permission. You know you've always got it. Gotta listen to what your body needs. If your left leg is up behind you, bend and open your hip. Let your knees soften and turn your whole upper body to take a look underneath your left arm if you'd like. That's 2. And 1. Untwist your hips, gaze comes forward. Left foot's gonna slowly step through. Like I said, we're gonna build up a flow right away today, and we'll go really slowly this first time. Once you're in your little lunge, move around a little bit. Shift your hips up and down. Let them twist a little bit side to side. You can even put that right knee all the way down on the ground. Just figure out what's working for you. How does your body feel? Remember, when you ask yourself that question, to think about how your body feels today, and don't worry about how your body felt yesterday or what you hope you might feel like tomorrow. Just be honest, make an observation, use that information to take better care of yourself. Try not to get too attached to it. Okay, once you're done moving around, stretching around, you're gonna come off the back knee completely. If you're down on that knee, pick it up, and then just walk your hands around. You're gonna pivot to the side. We'll bring all 10 toes along for the ride. We're facing out the right edge of the mat now. Get your feet adjusted, and then just let your upper body hang upside down. Head down below your heart. You can go as wide with your feet as you'd like. Maybe start shifting your weight side to side. Adding in any other variations here that feel good to you. And there's nothing tricky about this little set of postures. We're keeping things really simple today because simple is effective. Engage your core and inhale, rise. Don't be afraid to bend your knees. You can come all the way up to the top. Go ahead, keep those knees soft here. So you're gonna feel a little silly, like this kind of an awkward stance, but knees soft so that you can push your hips forward a tad. Take your gaze up. and then stand tall. All right, straight legs now. That doesn't mean lock your knees. It means firm up your quadriceps, reset your feet. If you need to, arms come out on your inhale. Rotate just your front toes, and on your exhalation, we'll take a nice slow triangle pose. All right, so like I said, we're just going straight into it today. But if you move slowly, that's okay. It's okay to do some bigger postures if you're taking your time. Good. Maybe your triangle's a little bit deeper, maybe it's a little more on the shallow end. Just as long as you've got a nice big stretch on the right side of your body, that's all that really matters. If you want more, sweep your right arm up and reach toward me. Hello. Keep breathing. 3, 2, take a look down. Deep bend in the front knee, just add that bend. Reset your left hand, stretch a little bit further. Deep side angle pose. Wait, 2. And 1. Turn your chest down, pivot on your back foot, take a look forward, step to the top of your mat. Feet can just set side by side or a little bit apart. Find what makes you comfortable. Let your head relax. Scoot back a little here. And then on your next inhale, we'll go for a full sun salutation. Finally, we're working that sun salute in here. They don't always have to come at the beginning. Inhale all the way up to the top. Surya Namaskara. Exhale, take it all the way back down. Half lift and lengthen. Plant your hands, step, hop, or walk back. And from the top of a push-up, remember, strong all the way down. Elbows glide right along the ribs. Up dog or cobra, little back bend or big back bend. Good. From the place behind your navel, pull in to lift up, back to downward facing dog. Okay, all of that nice and slow on the other side. So drop down to your knees. Take a moment to move around, cat, cow, circle the spine, the hips, whatever feels like the right thing to do. Trust your instincts here. That's how you really learn how to listen to your body, is to do what feels instinctual, what feels natural. When all else fails, just breathe. Okay. When you're ready to meet me, you might want to move your right hand just a little closer to the center of your mat. Left arm reaches up. Big stretch there. Hold on to that for a breath or two. And then exhale, scoop under and through. Thread the needle down onto your left shoulder. Relax your left ear. Right hand reaches forward toward the sound of my voice and press down through a nice flat right palm. Remember, turn the right armpit down like you're trying to get it closer to the ground. Breathe into the back side of your heart center here. Feel the space move in between your shoulder blades. If you want to kick your right leg out to the side, lean to the left just ever so slightly, go quickly. Right foot out and then push down all 5 of the right toes, right heel. Open up the back side of your right leg. Let your booty just hang up nice and high. Draw your low belly tight to the spine. Breathe 3. 2. And 1. Slide your right hand in to help you as you unwind, draw everything back. Right knee comes to the mat and the left arm reaches up again. Now remember, we're gonna pivot everything open. So if you need to readjust, your right knee, your right hand, kickstand the foot a little bit so you can open out. Vashisthasana. Modified version of side plank. Add that reach forward toward me again if it feels good. Really get long. Perhaps you want to float your left foot for a minute, work on stabilizing, balancing, adding to that core strength for 3, 2, and 1. Set your left toes down, gaze at the mat, both hands hit the ground, turn and pivot the hips and pick up with the right knee. Good. High plank, you're going to kick that foot back, but don't set it down. If you need to, of course, both feet on the ground in plank, or drop the left knee if you want to modify. We're breathing 3, 2, and then on 1, you're just going to push back, walk the hands a little into down dog, right leg up high. 3-legged dog to let you open up your hip here. Maybe look underneath your right arm. Try to sink your left heel really close or all the way down to the mat. Shoulders will probably have a little twist to them, and that's okay. And then when you're ready to step through, you're going to untwist the shoulders and the hips first and swing that right foot through. Might take a couple steps. That's all right. Drop in. Do your own thing for a breath or two. Move around. Check in with what the hips need, how you feel down here in those deep inner hip flexors. Most of the time that's pretty tight spot for a few of us, especially if you do a lot of biking, running, walking. It's one spot that will definitely tighten up for you pretty quickly. So any opportunity you get for this low lunge position is going to help you out, even if it's the only stretch you do after a long run or a long walk, pardon me. It's worth doing. Okay, feel good about that? Come off the back knee, pivot around to the side. Walk your hands, swivel your feet. Now we're facing out the left edge of the mat and inhale, length. Exhale, fold in, draw the crown of your head closer to the mat. Fingertips start to line up with your toes, or you can reach out for your heels. First 2 fingers around your big toes is nice. So I put a ton of sunscreen on, that like kind of greasy spray stuff because it's all I had. And then I got really sweaty riding my bike here, and so now I just have like this greasy sunscreen slip and slide thing happening on my mat. So if you guys see me making some weird movements, or if I just straight up fucking wipe out, that's what's going on, by the way. All right, shifting the hips around. Whatever you need to do, take another 5 breaths. You know, if you're feeling really inspired and you want to get up and do a little headstand or anything else that makes you feel strong and happy and works well for your body, you do what you want to do. We'll give it 3, 2, big exhale. 1. When you are ready to rise, reposition your feet. Draw your navel in, hands to your hips. Squeeze your waist to remind you to engage your core and come all the way up. When you're at the top, take a moment. If you want to support a little back bend, remember, soften your knees a tad. Open up. If you're feeling it, maybe this time you can reach for the back side of your thighs. Oh. And then stand up tall. All right, arms come out on your inhale. We're setting up for triangle, so we're gonna rotate the front toes. Right. Reaching out with your right hand, continue to reach, 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 as far as you can go, like you're trying to touch me. Come on, there. When you can't stretch any further, then let your right hand fall. Turn and open up to the side and stack your shoulders, stack your hips, breathe. If you want to swing that left arm all the way up and overhead, you can follow with your gaze, get really long. 3, some good side stretching there. 2, gaze down. Now we're just going to move deeper by bending the front knee. Right hand can be on the outside of that foot, inside, or even elbow up on the knee right there, no problem. Side angle, Parshva, Konasana. Parshva always means side, so if you hear that part of the posture, you know that it's going to happen to the side. Kona is the word that means angle. So you're going to make some kind of angular posture with your body. Good. Deep breath in. And then exhale, turn. Both hands down. Right there. Pause for a moment. You've got your hands on the ground. You take that step to the top of your mat. I feel like we did something else there, but I can't remember, so screw it. Here we are, back at the top. I think that was everything. Forward fold over your legs. Work your toes and heels maybe a little bit closer. All right. So there it is. Now we're just going to move through it with the breath, and I'll give you a couple extra things to think about as we go along. Okay? Reverse and rise all the way up to the top. There we go. If you want to add in a little side stretching here or anything else, any kind of standing back bend, you got plenty of time to do what feels good to you. Again, I'm just loving this rotating motion today, so that feels kind of good. And then we'll start together on a dive down. Exhale, hands come to the ground. Half lift and lengthen. Breathe, gaze out. Step, walk, or hop, high to low, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Up dog or cobra, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, pull from the hips, up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Okay, let's drop to the knees. Exhale, just a quick child's pose or a water break, whatever you need, and then we'll flow. Okay, when you're ready, meet me on the hands and knees. We're going to start with the right arm up on the inhale. Now, instead of holding this pose 3 times, we're going to flow. Exhale, tap underneath. Inhale, open right back up. There's 1. Again, exhale underneath. Inhale, open right back up. 2, 1 more time. Scoop under. Inhale. Open up. 3, stay right there. Pivot open. Spin on that left knee, open up to the side. Side plank pose. Take a deep breath in. Maybe lift your right foot off the ground for a second. If you want another option, bend the knee, reach back, kick and open up your heart. You can find your foot, add a bigger stretch. 2 and 1. Release that foot. Pivot on your back foot, hands hit the mat. Pick up and hold. Right there in plank. Now, if you want to kick your foot back, you can, or you can pick up that knee, round out, and do like a little cat stretch. Knee to the nose position for 2 and 1. Send your left foot up high. That's a 3-legged down dog. With a bent knee, you can open the hip on your exhale, or you can flip your dog if you want to. I'm going to stay right here today. Good. and then release. Flip dogs come around, everybody step through, find a nice low lunge. Sink into that low lunge and let's add a quick twist. Left arm comes up, deep breath in. Dragonfly pose. Exhale, walk it around to the side. Spin and pivot, everything faces to the right. Exhale, fold in. Pause for one more breath cycle here. At the bottom of the exhale, hands to the hips. Squeeze your waist and inhale, rise. All the way up to the top. Pivot out, front toes and reach through the arms. Again, a long breath in to start reaching, reaching, reaching. Take it down, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Breathe in, gaze up. On the exhale, deeply, there's the slip and slide. Deeply bend the front knee and reach out, side angle. If you like side angle, stay there. If you want to add a half bind, tuck your top arm around behind your back. If you want to add a full bind, you can go underneath the leg. Or last but not least, maybe you want to lift for half moon. Come off your back foot, do a little balance work. It's totally up to you. You do you for two. Wherever you're at, on one, take a look down. Even if you're in half moon here, you can just put your hands on the ground, close your hips, step to the top of your mat, and set your feet down side by side. Exhale completely. Good. Now instead of all the way up to the top, this time bend your knees, sit back. We'll put a little Utkatasana in here. Breathe. Good. Stay with me here in fierce pose. You can drop your arms out in front of you and then see if you can come off your heels, even if it's just a millimeter. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Good. Start to lower yourself a little closer to the ground, a little closer to the ground, a little closer. Good. 3. Heels and hips are just inches apart. 2, maybe just centimeters apart. And 1. Hands down, hips back up. Exhale, fold out completely. Look out and lengthen. Step, walk, or hop it back and move through. High to low. Up dog cobra, inhale. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. Just pause there for a moment. All right, and then we'll go through on the other side. Meet me down on your hands and knees. Maybe you need just a quick cow stretch, cat back. Work out the shoulders a tad. And here we go. Starting with your left arm up 3 times, you'll thread the needle. 1, exhale down, tap the shoulder, tap the ear, hips stay high. Inhale, unwind, bring it back up. Exhale underneath again. 2. Once more, scoop underneath. Exhale completely. 3. Take it up, hold right there. Good, you're gonna start to pivot, so readjust the right side a little bit so that you can turn, pivot open. Vashisthasana, lengthen. Adding in anything else. Floating the back foot, grabbing the back foot, reaching the top arm, opening the hips, the shoulders. Good. Find the posture, the breath that works for you for 2 and 1. Release your left foot, pivot on it. As your hands hit the mat, pick up your right knee. You can kick back, single-legged plank, or you can hold that knee close to your belly, round like a cat stretch. Get a little core work in there, why don't you, for 2 and 1. Right leg up nice and high. Good. Bend the knee, open the hip if you'd like. You can flip your dog. That's up to you. As you unwind, flip dogs, easy on the shoulders here. Swing and step through. Find your low lunge on the right. Hips drop a little bit with a twist, please, when you're ready. Dragonfly, open up. Exhale, release. Close it down and walk it to the side. Fold in here. Give yourself a full breath cycle. just to enjoy that sensation of having your head close to the ground, below your heart, getting some fresh, oxygenated blood to your brain is so important. Hands to your hips when you're ready. Squeeze and rise up. Strong legs to the top. Don't go too quickly. If you feel a little dizzy, pause for a moment. Okay, and then when you've got your bearings, set up for your triangle pose. To the front, right toes turn out, right hand reaching, reaching, reaching. I cannot wait for the day that we can do partner yoga stuff again, because this is one of my favorite poses to do with a friend. It just feels so good to have somebody pull you into this pose and then adjust you and open up. Oh, remember back in the day when we used to be able to give each other yoga adjustments? What a strange world that was. Hopefully we get there again soon. Deep breath in. Look down. On your exhale, you're moving to side angle, maybe with a half bind, maybe with a full bind underneath, or maybe you're going right into half moon. Whatever the case is, do it with a strong, steady breath and hold it. This last pose gets a couple bonus breaths. 2. And then wherever you are, you look down, you get both hands on the ground first, square the hips and step to the top of your mat. Feet end up side by side. Relax into your forward fold. Inhale. Good. Lift up one more time. Find Utkatasana, fierce pose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Hands come to heart center, or if you want to leave them out in front for a little counterbalance, pick up your heels and then take your shoulders back. Imagine there's a wall behind you and we're just going to slide down the wall for 5. Slide a little further, 4. Keep squeezing, a little lower, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, jump it back. Up dog or cobra, inhale. And we're back to downward facing dog. Last one of the practice right here. Exhale completely. All right, take a step, walk, or hop through to a seat, and then we're gonna go right down onto our backs for a supine pigeon stretch, a quick twist and a happy baby, and call it a day. So bring anything with you that you might need to have close by for Shavasana, because once we're down, we're not coming back up. All right, take it with care and consideration down onto your back. The slower you go, the more strength you build, so don't just flop down. Be smart about it. I'm turning to the side just for your benefit, but you guys can just lower down right from where you're at. Once you're down on the mat, take a few breaths. Set your feet down flat with a bend in your knees. And just close your eyes. Good. Press your palms into your thighs and your thighs into your palms. Stretch your back down flat on the mat so that you don't miss a single vertebra. And all relaxed. And then release that. You'll feel a little bit of that natural tilt of your spine come back, and that's okay. Pick which side of your supine pigeon you want to do first. You always do right. Maybe you do the left first today and vice versa. You're going to cross that ankle over the opposite thigh, just above the knee, and pick up your bottom foot. Now, if you get plenty of stretch in just doing this, absolutely, you don't have to do anything else. You can stay right there. If you want to lace your arms through your legs, you pick up your upper body, go right through and interlace around the back side of that thigh, or the front of the shin is okay too. Just make sure that you can still relax your upper body in a way that feels good to you. So if you can't get your shoulders to relax and your neck's all tight and your jaw starts kind of aching, then you're in there a little too far in your upper body, so just find a better place. If you're like me, this supine pigeon doesn't really do much for me. It's okay, it's not my favorite, but if I just hold on and cradle this foot with one hand and the other hand on the knee, and then I let my whole bottom leg just drop out of the picture, this feels awesome. This is just like forward pigeon, except you flipped it on your back. It's the same shape, and so this is a better place for me. Eventually, I can work on interlacing my fingers, or even, I'm stuck to my blanket with my earring. There we go. Or even lifting up and doing a little bit of cradling for the leg. Just a million different roads that all lead to the same place, so however you want to get there is fine. Slow your breathing. Maybe even close the eyes again for just a moment or two. Well, I know in the beginning I said we'd probably do about 45 minutes, but we've already surpassed that, so you guys will probably get a little bit closer to a full hour today, which is absolutely fine. Release, and wherever you're at, so if you're in this position, just drop that bottom leg out for a moment. Okay. And then the knee that is closest to you already, just grab that knee and give it a quick squeeze. If you want to extend the other leg out, if it's not already, now's a good time. And then bring it across your body. Doesn't matter if it's left or right, just take it across the opposite direction to make a twist. Slowly unwind. All right. Whichever knee you just took across your body, you're going to bend that knee, set the foot down. Cross the opposite leg over. Should be your other side now. And then start the whole setup again, however you want to do it. Pick up the bottom foot. Maybe let the whole bottom leg drop out. Arms slice through the legs. Or you can just cradle the leg. If you're in this cradling position like I am, think about moving your heel towards your navel. Right? So just pulling your heel up towards your navel is going to move more into your hip and your outer rotators, and it's just taking your mind off of your knee. Because this stretch doesn't come from your knee, it comes from your hip. That's usually, I think, one of the biggest problems when people are trying to get into a lotus for the first time, or they're working on building up to a lotus pose, is that everybody gets stuck on the knee. But the truth is, the knee it's a pretty, inflexible joint. It doesn't rotate like your hip does, right? Your hip is a rotating ball and socket joint. So that's where all the rotation comes from. If you feel the pain in your knee, it's probably because your hip is not ready to open. And that's why we feel the knee says, I'm not ready for that. And that's oftentimes what stops people with a lotus, because they feel like, oh, I can't do it because my knees are too tight. It's not the knee, it's the hip. Over time, when your hip's open, you won't feel any pain in your knee anymore. Unless, of course, you have fake knees, or you've had your knees reconstructed, or if you have problems with tears in your meniscus, there's other reasons why maybe you would have some knee pain. But most of the time, we forget that what we have to focus on first is the hip. And the same thing happens to people in pigeon, right? They tend to just feel it in the knee, usually because they're just not in a good spot to open the hip yet. So flipping on your back like this takes a lot of that pressure out of the knees instantly for most people. Give it another breath or two. And then whichever side you're on, you're going to release, let that bottom leg fall out of the picture altogether. Bring the top knee in. Give it a squeeze, and then depending on which side you're doing, you'll make your twist by pulling to the opposite edge of the mat. Rotate, relax. Try not to work too hard here. Just let it feel good. And slowly unwind that. When you're ready, bring both knees in, quick squeeze. Take your knees really wide. From there, then you just kick your feet up, grab the inner arches, go right into a happy baby. Drop your tailbone, push your shoulder blades down into the ground. Keep your back long and connected to the mat, and then rock a little if it feels good. Release, and if there's anything else that's calling to you, anything else you need to get worked out, take a little time for it. Otherwise, you can just get your body relaxed and comfortable, ready for Shavasana. I find that if I do an exaggerated exhale, it helps me relax into this a little bit better. So great big breath in through the nose. Hold it for a moment, and then just exhale out the mouth. All right, I'm going to let you guys stay and rest in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Please give yourself enough time to relax here. Don't feel rushed. If you are out and about today, I'll be at the north side donation on Broadway from 2 to 3, doing volunteer work there. Come join me if you want to get involved. And then from 3:30 to 5:30, I'll be on 18th and University for the Defund the Police March. And I am looking forward to seeing a few of you there. I'll keep you posted on what schedule changes are coming. Please be patient with us. This is new for everybody. It's going to take us some time to get back to what works for everyone. But just know that you'll start seeing more options for outdoor classes. And outdoor classes can sometimes be hard to tape like this for a number of reasons. Wi-Fi is not always available. Data plans don't always work in certain places outside. Sometimes the wind is blowing and it's horrible for the audio. So on those days, your option will pretty much be to like show up in person if you want. But we'll be outside so you can spread out. Slowly we'll start working on maybe doing one class at the studio a week or smaller group classes. You guys just have to start sending me what you think about that, because I have no way of knowing how people really feel just yet. So we're gonna go slowly, probably nothing in the studio, certainly before July, and then we'll see what happens then. But stay tuned, keep your eyes on the Instagram. I very rarely post on Facebook anymore, so this is the place if you wanna know what's up, and usually check the story first, because I'll put information in there like that. I love you guys, I miss you. The last few days I got cut off on chanting at the end, so I'll finish with the Mangala Mantra for you again today, and then send you on your way. Om Svasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Brahmanebhyash Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukheno Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace within us, peace among us. Have a wonderful Friday. Namaste. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. See you soon.